strong dedication, perseverance, practice for a long, long time, for a very long time. A time that is too long, maybe millions of years. It takes millions of years for somebody to become fully prepared to achieve Buddhahood. And one of the reasons for somebody to become Buddha is compassion, karuna. So compassion, karuna is the feeling and understanding of suffering of oneself and others. It's a deep understanding of people's problem, difficulty, suffering, you see. So that is karuna. So our Buddha, there is a story which says that there was a story where a group of people were traveling through the sea in a boat, in a ship, maybe a big ship, and the ship was suddenly broke, and people, of course, drowned, and there was chaos and everything. So our Buddha at that time, he was not Buddha, he was like any other, he was a human being like all of us. He helped those passengers, those people to, to come safe, most of them. And his mother was also there in that group. And his mother was very happy about it, that he could save him as well as many other people. And out of joy, she just said, "Oh, you should be a Buddha. You should be a Buddha who save people, who help people." And that put a seed in his mind. It really sort of took a kind of strong footprint in his mind. And it is said that from that time onward, he was thinking about it, and for many lives, many lives, life after life, it slowly became a part of his thinking and his aspiration. But at the same time, he was also fulfilling some of the spiritual practice. So it is not just enough for us to have compassion, but we need to do something so that we are capable of helping people, helping ourselves. One of the things to notice here is that when he became a Buddha, he helped himself as well as others. Atta hita parahita, happiness of oneself, happiness of others. So when you are really doing something good, and it is really good, then it is actually benefit for yourself and others. And if something is not good for you, but just good for others in whatever way, then please understand that it is not really good. Something wrong there. You may, just spoil somebody. Sometimes it happens, right? You just help somebody, but you are not getting help in return. Or maybe your children, you are helping them, but they are not obedient to you. What will happen? The child will be spoiled. The child will be a spoiled child, and it will be a problem in future. So these days we sometimes talk about love, unconditional love, or conditional love, different kinds of love. But you can say that love is always, in some way reciprocative. It is always between two individuals, you see. And even if you are not reciprocate in the form of certain help, but if you are really doing that out of your genuine love, you as an individual feel fulfilled. You feel happy. You feel really joyful. You see? So that's one of the things to notice when we talk about Buddha. So, so he was thinking about it and he was fulfilling these 10 paramis. And now I will just go through a brief about these 10 paramis. So first one is called Dana Parami. So Dana is generosity, giving, sharing, caring. And for somebody to become a Buddha, just giving material thing is not enough. Okay? You should be ready to give anything. Anything means anything, including your own life. You should be ready to give that, you see. So there is a story of Buddha when he was a monk in Himalaya. He was passing through and he saw one tigress, a mother tiger, with some 6 cubs, 6 tiger child. And they were all hungry. They didn't have food for a long time. And so Buddha's Bodhisattva, he was not Buddha, he was Bodhisattva. He saw that and he thought, what can I do? Because he is a monk, he has nothing there. So, and it is not, maybe he could give something else also, but since he has to become a Buddha, he has to really, practice, develop his mind. You see, so he just give his life for those tigers and those small child, So like that, giving the life itself and giving anything, everything for the sake of becoming a Buddha. So you can see in this thing that becoming a Buddha is not an easy thing, an easy task. But it is not necessary for everybody to become a Buddha, you see. You can be still enlightened without actually be a Buddha. You can be an Arahant. Arahant means somebody who is enlightened after listening, practicing the teaching from a Buddha, from a living Buddha or from the teaching of a Buddha. So it is not necessary. But if you really want to be a Buddha, then this is the way. But again, this kind of practice actually he started doing after he got a kind of we call it blessing or kind of blessing from a living Buddha called Sumedha, not Sumedha, Dipankara. There was a Buddha called Dipankara. So before that, he was, of course, doing certain practices, this dana, like any kind of good practice, action, good action. In our day-to-day life, we don't involve in wrong action, and particularly the 5 Shila, that is not killing, not stealing, not committing sexual misconduct, not telling lie, and not engaging in alcohol, So these are the basic 5 precepts. So, so this is also one of the Shila that Buddha has to. So here it says when he actually took the Buddha, and you see, for him to become a Buddha, he needs to take a blessing from a living Buddha, right? So let's say we want to be a Buddha, but we can't be just Buddha. We need a blessing of a living Buddha. So as I said, he got this consecration blessing from Dipankara Buddha. So without that, we cannot take the vow, We can practice normal, the way we practice the Dharma, and maybe when we meet a Buddha, a living Buddha, and we express our wish, and then the Buddha sort of checks whether you are, you are eligible or not, then that Buddha would give us this, But I'm telling this 10 perfection, not necessarily encouraging you to be a Buddha in future, to become a Buddha, but just to know how he became a Buddha, and also try to practice in our own capacity, in our day-to-day life, not in a very big way like Buddha, but in our own way of life, So for example, dana, which means sharing, So why we share? Because if we don't share, we become attached to things, and we become very narrow-minded, we become very much selfish, And that makes us more miserable. That makes us more unhappy. So in the same way, Shila is this practice of good conduct, not engaging in wrong conduct and engaging in something right, something good. Third one is called nekkhamma. So nekkhamma is renunciation. So renouncing. So renouncing is letting go, It's also a form of dana, but dana usually means giving something, but here letting go is mostly about, I say, you are not attached to your own maybe ideas, or you're not attached to certain, you're not obsessed with somebody's mistake, You don't so much hating somebody, you just let them go, and you're not so much attached to your own ideas, you're open to ideas of people as well. So that you can call nekkhamma. And of course, one of the nekkhamma is the monk, so the monk, they sort of renounce the normal household way of living. So nekkhamma is one. So third one. Fourth one is wisdom. So here Buddha says, just as a monk on his alms round collects alms from every house without any distinction, even so, you must gather knowledge and wisdom from every source, regardless of the status of the person you learn from. So gathering wisdom. So wisdom, is maybe you will say book. Book may be one form of wisdom. But here Buddha is saying that you get wisdom from everyday life. You see, just like Buddha gave the example of monk. So as a monk, when we go for food, to the houses, so we go to every house. We don't see, I will go to this house, but I will not go to that house. No. You go to every house. So in the same way, we should be open to learning from every individual. You don't say, somebody is big, small, somebody looks very wise, somebody doesn't look, no. You can learn from everyone, including some foolish people. If somebody is foolish people, you know what is foolishness, right? So sometimes it is good to, talk to some foolish people as well, so that you know how it is. So you can learn from everyone, from child, from this, from that. From every individual you can learn something, because we say that every human being has something good, Otherwise, that person is not, that person would have not be born as human. You see, so every human being has something good. So we can learn something from every human being. So we have to be open to learning. So that's what Buddha is saying. Of course, we can be more, we will eventually know people from, we get ideas, in the form of knowledge. But then we, day-to-day life, we can learn from every situation, every people, every situation, every experiences. So this is wisdom. That is the Dhanan, Shilancha, Nekkhamma, Panya, Virya, Panchamo. This is the first 5. So the next 5 is, in the next 5, the first one is Virya. Virya is effort, making an effort, hard work, putting effort, being diligent. So what Buddha is saying, um, just as a lion stays forceful and vigorous under all circumstances, even so must you remain energetic and unrelenting in all future state of existence. You must keep rightly exerting and fulfilling the perfection of self-effort. So Buddha gave the example of lion. You see, so lion is always in some form of energetic, So we have to be energetic, we have to be alert, diligent, not necessarily in the form of physical, but also in the form of mind. You see, so you are being very diligent in your mind so that your negativity doesn't come in your mind. If it comes, you throw it out. But how do you throw it out? You have to make an effort. You can do something. Again, doing something. So it's an effort, making an effort in the mind, also in the form of physical body, in physical activity, but mostly it is to do something with the mind, you see. So which means you are always involved and focused in something good all the time, most of the time. So just like a lion, Buddha gave the example. So the sixth and the seventh one is khanti. Khanti is patience, endurance, tolerance, So what Buddha gave example, just as when people throw both pure and impure things upon the earth, it bears both alike without being perturbed, even so must you endure, remain unmoved like the earth. Whether you are praised or blamed, respected or disrespected, you should bear both alike and fulfill the perfection of enduring patience. So Buddha is giving the example of earth. You throw something good on the earth, bad on the earth never ever moves. The earth never ever say anything to you. So in the same way, we have to train our mind to be patient, because you will always come across praise or blame, good sound, bad sound, blame, praise. So always you will hear. You will not. It is impossible for us to always hear something good. There will people who will criticize us. They say something bad to us. So we have to train. So I'm not saying you will be totally tolerant from today itself, but it's a training. So that's what Buddha is saying. I have to train the mind. So for Buddha it took millions of years. Because of course he has to fulfill it to a next level, to a very bigger level. But for us, at least in our own capacity, we have to train ourselves, to bit by bit, slowly. So immediately it is not possible, somebody say something bad to us, we will immediately unhappy, But eventually, in the beginning, we will be like, we will be reacting, responding, scolding. Eventually that will be less and less and less. And then later it will affect our mind. And then even later that effect in the mind will also become less and less and less. So it's a practice, it's a procedure, it's a process. So this is Khanti, seventh one. Eighth one is Satcha Paramis. Satcha is truthfulness. Just as the brilliant planet Venus never deviates from its path and remains steadfast in all seasons, even so must you never deviate from the path of truthfulness. Even if a lightning were to strike your head, you should never resort to falsehood to protect your self-interest, but firmly hold on to fulfilling the perfection of truthfulness. So the truthfulness, Buddha gave the example of Venus. So Venus planet always never deviate. It always revolves in the same path or the route. So we have to try to be focused on our own values, our own practice, our own goodness, our own goal. So we have to really be truthful and to being honest, being upright, being not change everything according to convenient. Because we always seek convenience, and sometimes we are not so much focused, and we just give up, our own, the thing that we wanted to do, the thing that we wanted to achieve, the thing that we wanted to grow within ourselves, we just compromise. We just sort of give up. So never give up. That's what. So never giving up and being truthful, being open, being honest, even though sometimes it is difficult. Sometimes you have to be, you may have to lose something, but that will really make you more and more strong. That will make you more and more focused and committed, and achieve your goal. Then the next one is called Aditthana Parami. This is the Khanti Satchang Aditthana. This is the 6th, 7th, 8th Parami. That is determination, resoluteness. So this is the Parami of determination. So what is the example? Just as the mountain, despite the fierce winds blowing from all directions, remains immovable, is never shaken, even so must you fulfill the perfection of resoluteness. Once you determine that a cause or a course of action is right, remain resolute, hold on to it, and never be shaken. In this way, you must fulfill. So Buddha is giving the example of mountain. So mountain, wind blows from all directions, but never even a single inch, the mountain never ever moves. It just remains totally there, resolute. In the same way, once we commit to something, once we dedicate to something, we must never be away from that. We must never be, astray, go away or astray or lost from that, deviate from our own commitment, our own determination. If something is right, that is right. So otherwise, you are not going to be strong spiritually, and you are not going to achieve the goal that you wish to achieve. 9th one, metta, that is loving kindness, universal love. Just as water cools down all, whether a sinner or a saint, so must you promote the well-being of all. Again, water turns the land fertile and prosperous. So too must you benefit all by loving kindness, by seeking others' happiness, must you fulfill the perfection of universal love. So, love is this wishing happiness of everyone. So Buddha is saying the example of water. So water cools everyone, whether somebody is bad, good, everyone. So also, whether somebody may be good or bad, but we must love all. We must forget all, which means we can take some action if somebody is wrong, but with a mind free from hatred, with a mind of kindness, with a genuine compassion, with a genuine wish to help somebody, that person, whoever is bad, even if you want to do something, it doesn't mean that you don't do anything, you don't say anything, but you really do out of that genuine love, compassion, kindness, and goodwill. So, and the water makes everything fertile, the land. So also we have to bring benefit. We must see how much we can do good, to others, to our family, to ourselves, to our family members, to your friends and relatives, to the society, to the community, to the nation, to the world, and to the universe. You see? So when you generate that kindness and do something really for yourself as well as others, then you can bring goodness and you will also be rewarded. So as I said, when you really do something good, you yourself is benefited, and others also benefit more and more. The last one is upekka parami, equanimity. Just as the Mother Earth remains indifferent to whatever is thrown on it, whether clean or unclean, soil refuse or valuable offerings, even so must you be ever equanimous. Mental balance under all circumstances, whether painful or pleasurable, in this way. So again, the example of Mother Earth. So whatever is thrown, it remains equanimous. So it's similar to patience, but here it is equanimity, which means balance, you see. So you try to maintain a balance in your mind, where when you are being affected by happiness, unhappiness, pleasant, unpleasant, good feeling, bad feeling, because we get all different feelings, but we remain equanimous thinking that everything will change. Every feelings will change. Every experience will change. Nothing is permanent. Good is not permanent. No, bad is not permanent. Everything is not permanent. So we say, this will change, this will change. So we remain equanimous. We remain not affected much, keeping a balance, trying to keep a balance in all circumstances. This practice and training of keeping ourselves balanced, equanimous in all circumstances. Again, remember that the key word, which is training. It's about training ourselves. It's a lifelong training, all the way till we become enlightened. So it's a training that we do. So these 10 paramis, that is dana, that is giving, shila, following certain. Yeah, so I forgot to give the example of the shila. So just as the chamari cattle yak protects its tail even at the cost of its life, so must you protect your moral precept and principle of virtue. So there is one yak, one animal yak. It protects its tail, even at the cost of its life. So it's like the pride of that yak. I think its tail is more important than its life. You see, so in the same way, we have to protect our own shila, which is our good conduct. We have to try to protect it even at the cost of our life. So which means really trying to fulfill this practice. So shila, the nekkhamma, that is renunciation, letting go, giving up, and panya parami, wisdom, and virya, effort, khanti, patience, forbearance, and satcha, truthfulness, aditthana, determination, metta, loving kindness, and upekha, equanimity. So these are the 10 perfections that Buddha practice, and practice to its highest level, to the highest possible extent, to its end. Because he practiced to its end, again, remember, after getting a blessing from a living Buddha, so we don't really need to practice that high. No need to give your body to a tiger, okay, like the Buddha. So at least you can give something to whatever you have. Some portion you can share with your people, with others. So in the same way, other things. So these are the 10 things that Buddha followed from life to life, and that sort of gave him all the energy, all the power to ultimately achieve Buddhahood on its own without anybody's support. So today when Bhanteji was telling about this meditation on Buddha, is, he said on his own. So that's how we say he became Buddha on its own. So this is the story of Buddha how he became a Buddha, how he achieved Buddhahood from a normal human being to achieving the highest level of spirituality with all the capacity. And that's the reason Buddha has this special capacity of teaching everyone in a very unique way. Because there are instances in Buddha's time where we see that some people were, could not be helped by other monks, even some enlightened monks, very senior monks, but Buddha could do it. So he has those special kind of abilities that other monks, even the enlightened monks, didn't have that. You see, so he has those special, and he became Buddha on his own, totally on his own ability. You see, by fulfilling all these paramis. So these are called the paramis, and we can, in our own capacity, fulfill these paramis, because these paramis are something that will train us, that will nurture us, that will energize us, that will show us the way, that will take us the way forward, both in terms of your own goals in your day-to-day life, in your own career, in your own relationship, in whatever you are wishing, at the same time in spiritual achievement also. So these are not just like spiritual thing, but these are something that can really help us grow in our own day-to-day life. So this is something we can try to follow as much as we can in a gradual way, in a gradual way, like bit by bit. It's not like one day we are perfect. We can sort of develop all these day by day. So with this, I conclude my Dhamma teaching here, and sadhu, sadhu. Okay, so we come to the conclusion of this program, and we thank all of you for coming, attending, and creating this good energy. When we all come together, sit and meditate and listen to Dhamma, it creates a good energy with each other, and it kind of allow us to share a good energy, create a strong energy. So it's really helpful. So we are thankful for that, and we invite you to visit every Sunday, if not every Sunday, any Sunday that you are able to come. So it's every Sunday program. So you're all welcome to come. So with this, we come to the conclusion, and now we pray for the happiness of all beings. Whatever goodness we have accumulated today by this gathering, we share with all the beings in the universe, for the happiness of all the beings in the universe. Sukhi bhave aha cha ahaviya ita cha me sukhi honto majatha chatha verino imam he gamam ketam he satta to sukhe tato paranchara jeso chakavale sujantano sa May you all be happy, healthy, and peaceful and joyful. May you all be free from harm and danger, sickness, and worries. May all your wishes be fulfilled, and may you all have a stable mind, peaceful mind, and progress on the path of Dhamma and achieve the ultimate happiness of Nibbana. And may all beings be happy, healthy, and peaceful. May all beings in the universe be joyful and healthy. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.